Hi, welcome to Mermaid Mode, episode 2. Thanks for being here. Today I'm talking to Athea, or Athea Kites on Instagram. She's a kite instructor and a content creator from Australia. We're going to talk about her videos, her instructional videos, how she practices tricks on the land and on a tree branch and with a book sometimes, and about a few other things related to kitesurfing, female kitesurfing, and overall learning new tricks. Very excited about this one, so let's just dive in. Athea, thank you so much for joining and welcome to Mermaid Mode. Really great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
I want to start just by asking you to tell me a little bit about yourself and give us a little bit of introduction of who you are and who you identify as in this kitesurfing world.
All right. Well, my name's Athea and I've been kitesurfing for almost 4 years now. I became an instructor within a year of learning it. I just loved it so much that I wanted to be in this field, and it's also inspired me to grow and learn. And also, I think teaching people how to learn has encouraged me to self-analyze and learn quickly myself. So I would say I am, in short, a new kite girl, but very passionate, an instructor, and a wannabe pro. Working on graduating to that status.
Are you interested in competing? Do you want to get into the competitions?
Yeah, I would like to one day. I haven't yet. I guess I feel that imposter syndrome, so I haven't entered yet. I want to make sure I'm at a certain level before I enter.
For sure. Do you have any local competitions that you can try yourself out on?
Yeah, there is a few. There's one down in Sydney and there's also one in WA, but that's a flight away. So it's always that economic kind of setbacks, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe you should start something in the local area.
Yeah, honestly, I think we should. We've got such a great location where we live. I might work on that.
And you're based in Australia. Can you tell me about your local spots? What are they like? They look amazing on Instagram, by the way.
Oh, they are unreal. I live in a very small town that's windy, and I moved here because of my partner who started a kite school. So it's very windy, very quiet, and the spots are very empty for kite surfing. And it's just so beautiful. Like the water's clear, it's always sunny days. We've got offshore locations, flat water. It's not too far from a metropolitan area. It's like an hour away, but I have people who visit from Europe who come to my hometown and they kite and lose their minds. They're like, I can't believe you have this spot all to yourself. But yes, it's because we live in a small place.
I think you're describing every kite surfer's dream. The more you talk about it and the more you add to that sentence, I'm just take me there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we always welcome visitors. Come visit us. We'll show us the spot.
Start the competition. We can both take part in it, you know?
Yeah.
Be the only two girls. There's no fail.
Yeah, exactly. Just each other's hype girls.
How did kite surfing actually find you? You said that your boyfriend or your partner is he founded a kite school. So is he the one that brought you into kite surfing? Is that how you found it?
Yeah. I met him and he was a kite surfer and he took me on his back. So I clung on for dear life like a monkey and we rode out into the open ocean. I was not an ocean person and I was terrified but also losing my mind at the same time. And I thought, this is crazy. So very shortly after I got lessons and then we also, in doing that, we were hanging out a lot and we got together and now we work. He runs a school and I work for the school as well.
That sounds like a dream. That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
But you say that you were scared of the ocean or scared of the water before. How did you actually learn to overcome it?
Yeah, it was a bit of a long-ish journey. I mean, growing up inland, I was not very familiar or comfortable with the ocean. And then kite surfing definitely pushed my limits with that. But I think starting off in shallow waters, feeling like I've got people looking out for me, and then you definitely get into certain situations or kite mares, as they call them, that push the limits. But then I think you just get more comfortable as those situations occur because you're all right in the end, and they happen somewhat frequently. So I think just over time you get comfortable, and now nothing really bothers me. I've been floating in the middle of the ocean, just cruising. So yeah, exposure.
What do you think gives you the confidence to that? For example, I've been kiting for quite a long time, for many years, but I'm still quite scared of deep water. So
Mm,
that's not my vibe. I really like shallow water,
yeah.
and I'm not a big fan going out in the deep. Um, what gives you the confidence to actually be there? You said practice, but
Yeah. I think, well, it depends on what kind of deep water, and just depends on where the fear comes from. A lot of people have fear of sharks, or it might be a fear of swimming, um, or fear of being alone. I'm not sure where that fear derives from. But for me, it was more of a strength of swimming and not being able to l- be confident or capable enough to swim for large distances. So now
mm,
that I know how to self rescue, get to my kite, and swim pretty well, like I'm not fearful anymore. But if it comes to those other fears, I'm not sure if I can speak to that because, yeah, if it's sharks or whatnot, yeah.
how do you actually if some stuff happens with to your beginners, how do you get them to get back on the horse? Let's just say, use that word. Like, how do you teach them to overcome the fear of trying again?
I suppose there's the short term and the medium and long term efforts towards that because, like, in the short term, I've had people get launched and have are quite shocked. So we try to laugh it off and be like, "Oh, that was a bit crazy. How are you feeling? I'll take the kite off
Mm,
you, let them breathe." And I don't push getting back on the kite. I wait until they're comfortable. But most people get back on, which is great. Like they realize um, that they can do it. It's almost like a defiance thing of like, you know what, I'm going to overcome this fear. Yeah. So people push their limits, what I've seen most of the time. But as for the long term, there's not much I can do for them apart from
mm,
show them all of the safety systems and tell them stories about how to navigate the challenges to make it as safe as possible and make it a safe sport. So I think I just try to fill people with confidence.
yeah,
Is the way I think. Yeah.
for
And
sure.
also confidence boost, you know? Making sure that it's not their I mean, it's, um, that they can get back on the horse and, sometimes we make mistakes, but if we don't do this thing, then it won't, it's hard.
I guess you also have to find an approach to every person, right? Like, so not every person likes to have like a cheerleader support. Somebody wants to have more like tough love approach, I guess.
Mm.
So, are you good at reading people to find out like what type of approach they want to have?
I would like to think so. I definitely change my teaching style and personalities based on who I'm teaching. I think, yeah, depending on how soft I am or a bit more military,
Yeah.
because people do respond in different ways. And but I think everyone loves a cheerleader.
Mm.
We call it we call it the, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to swear in this, but we call
Yeah,
it
you
the
can. Yeah.
shit sandwich, is when you compliment someone, you tell them the constructive criticism, and then you compliment them again. So my lessons are like 80% cheerleader. You can do this. I don't tell them that method though.
Well, maybe now they're gonna find out, you know.
Yeah, I know. Uh,
That's so cool. Do you think that there's a difference between coaching girls and or teaching girls and teaching guys? Is there like a difference in your approach at least?
Honestly, not really. Um, everyone, yeah, no. I
Mhm.
haven't really found a gender difference. I feel like very occasionally if there's an older male potentially who's a bit, but, um, most I think given my level of skill at this point in time, people respect my teaching style, so I haven't had any issues with respect or anything in that sense. And
Mm,
also, kitesurfing's kitesurfing, like, people are capable, doesn't matter what gender they are, so yeah.
100%. I was thinking more maybe anatomy wise, because I mean,
Oh,
like, we have shorter arms, like maybe we also have a different sense of gravity, like I've heard that the gravity for women is mostly like in the hips and for the guys it's mostly in the chest. So you have to, especially in climbing, it comes out where you have to
yeah.
explain it from a different perspective. Does it work also when you're teaching kite surfing or?
I don't think so. I don't think there's too much the arm length definitely can be challenging in stronger wind for girls
Hmm.
because they can't reach the bar. Um, but that's I think no, it's not from what I've noticed. So it's all fair game.
Yeah, that's good to hear. It's like a quite leveled playing field, I guess.
Yeah. If anything, like you want to be overpowered means you can go higher, you can do a lot more. And riding a smaller kite is better most of the time. So I know that when guys have to ride bigger kites, they're riding 14 meters. It's really they can't loop a 14-meter. Like
Mm,
they're actually quite limited in what they can do because they're heavy because of their weight. So I would say that there's more potential for women to do more tricks and have more flexibility with the kite because of their weight. If I mean, given sorry, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Given
yeah.
yeah, um,
I think it's fair to say. I think it's a really good comment as well. Maybe we can talk a little bit about your tutorial videos, which is actually how I also found you and which I enjoy thoroughly myself quite a lot. I'm an extremely slow learner. It takes me forever to learn something. And the things that I really enjoy about your videos that you break everything down in the atomic level. So you start from this, you practice this, you have the videos like about drills, try to just do the toe side to edge side jump, like that's should be part of your session and stuff like that, So I really, really like that breakdown and I really enjoy your content. Like, what made you motivated to actually start making those videos?
it was I love teaching. And I would go on kite tours and teach this in person, and I was like, "I kind of wanna just share it online." I want to see people progress, and because I love progressing so much, so I just made it for the fun of it to begin with. I just felt like doing it, and it responded really well online. I was like, "Wow, people like this. This is great." Um, so that inspired me as well, like getting such good feedback and responses from people. I was like, "Okay, people like this. Let's keep doing this."
Hmm. How did you have you noticed people doing any kind of like remixes of what you do? So you show a trick and then they show what you've shown and then they do another one. How do they interact with your content actually?
I have people mostly message me directly saying that what I've kind of how your feedback here was, I tried this and it worked really well," or "I really like this idea. I'm gonna try it next time on the water." So it's more verbal back and forth communication with people, as well as just like people liking it and commenting it. So I'm assuming that it's helpful for them and that kind of thing.
Mm. And do you feel like you get more response out of the girls or the guys? What's your audience like?
I probably women actually. Yeah, I've gotten most like direct feedback from women, but it was pretty even mix. I think given that kite surfing is male dominant, the amount of messages that I get from female to male is like 50-50. So I think that it's still of good impact on the female community within the sport.
I think it's quite a good feedback to actually have a lot of feedback back from the girls, because we need examples of other women showing us how to do things, not
Mm,
only guys. I believe, I don't believe, I think that YouTube is saturated with mostly guys showing how to do tricks and explaining things. In the way, I think women explain things differently. I can't put it specifically into the words, but maybe you have an opinion on this. You know, when we're given directions, do you feel like you're given directions in a different way from your male peers, from your partner who's an instructor as well?
mm, yes, I think I definitely. Well, I break things down in my mind, and how I teach is very broken down. Whereas all of the instruction I've gotten from guys is just do the thing, or just do this and this. And I'm like, that's overwhelming. Hang on, can we just like do the board thing first? So potentially that instruction coming from a female, I do have a different perspective. And I think it's that I think it's that healthy fear that women have as well. When guys just send it and they just, you just jump and you just loop and you just go. But it's kind of like, no, I want to know exactly what I'm doing before I do it. And I want to try each element individually before putting it all together. So maybe it's that kind of difference.
I mean, yeah, where do you think that the fear comes from? Because I know I also have this. It's exactly the same as you say it. I need to practice everything and know what I'm doing and build this muscle memory before I do this. But where do you think it comes from?
I think I think boys just, when they just don't have that fear button, like most of
Mm.
extreme sports is men that, and I've seen most guys, they just do stupid stupid stuff. You're just like, where's that part in your brain that says no?
Yeah.
Whereas I think women, well, my belief is women, maybe there's this maternal instinct to just play it safe, and it's just ingrained in us, because I do find that women are more reluctant to push themselves or try something they've never tried before. Whereas guys just, sometimes they just go for it. And I'm like, whoa, hang on. I didn't even finish explaining the thing before you went and did it.
Well,
So, yeah.
I think I really like that you said it, because I also think that it comes from the sense of responsibility for others.
Yes, exactly.
And a, a lot of times I'm scared that others might have the responsibility to get me to a hospital or something if something fucks up along the way.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's a lot in that. And yeah, it's quite interesting that guys don't have it.
Yeah. I do
It's
think it
wild.
does come to a biological wiring in the brain.
Mm.
Yeah.
In saying that you break everything down, so this is also part of your videos, which I really, really like, where you do the series where you're suspended from a bar on a tree and you're just trying to do board offs, or you're trying to do board spins with a board off. Um, and then you also have a video where you're just rolling a book or something because you wanted to try the board spin in the air.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Someone messaged me and told me to do that. I was like, I'll do it. Anyway, so yeah, that was the first step.
That is so fun. It's just building the muscle memory in the hand, right? Because it's even going to even. Are you familiar with the atomic habits or the atomic design?
I've heard of that, but I'm not
Mm.
familiar with it. But yeah, go on.
It's when you just break everything down on, like, you start from a little bit and then you build
Yeah.
on it in steps, right? So
Yeah.
that's exactly. I didn't even think of even using the handle as as an atom, So because the board becomes a molecule already, because it's already attached to the board, but you're
Yeah.
still just doing the handle bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. It was for me doing the book spinning before the board flips was about reading reading the momentum of a spin and getting the muscle, more the reaction of your brain figuring out a spin and when to react. So that was what it was for me.
Yeah, for sure. It's so inspiring. I just need to get a book and just go around the place just to doing that. I'm far away from this. I can't do a board off yet, but I guess I
Yeah.
can start already to do just the
I
book
will note
spins.
I kind of destroyed the book that I practiced on, and then I moved to a chopping board, and I dropped the chopping board, and that split in half, and I was like, "Okay, okay, I think I need to stop now."
That's hilarious.
So, the book that you don't really love too much.
Maybe just make a block out of papier mache or something. Just, just a
Yeah,
DIY
yeah.
something. Maybe
Oh,
attach even like a handle to it, actually. Just
mm,
like a wooden board and just put a handle
good.
on the board.
Yeah, yeah, seriously. Do it inside,
Okay.
like, just when you I don't know, have nothing else to do.
Maybe we need to launch a product, just like a
Yeah,
spinny thing for
yeah, yeah, I mean
that's how you get it. Um, I like also like the video that you have. I went to a deep rabbit hole to prepare for this conversation yesterday on your Instagram just to see what else you've done. But I also like your body visualization. So you have one of those where you're just rolling on the sofa. And that kind of reminded me of climbers, when we're preparing for a climb and you're doing a new climb and you're kind of just shadow grabbing the holds and imagine how you position your body before going onto the wall so you make the right moves.
mhm,
It's kind of the same as well, where you just like roll around on the bed trying to figure out the right positioning for like a laid back, for example, which is different from just like a normal back roll, right? Because you need to have your body position in a certain way.
yeah, yeah. I actually want to make a video on how important I think visualization is or how much I use it and how much I see other athletes using it. I'm friends with the cliff jumping community here in Australia as well, and they are 100% visualization because they only do the jump once. So and I've gone to a cliff jumping competition. They spend 5 to 10 minutes over and over and over again throwing the rock, doing the thing, and then like miming what they were going to do. And they do it like 100 times before they do the one jump, but then they nail it. And I'm just like, yes, this is visualization. It is so important for preparing your mind and your body and getting ready for something that you're not familiar in doing because when you've done it in your mind that many times, you're essentially doing it. And the best story I love is I was so terrified of doing my first back roll that I went down the YouTube rabbit hole of back roll tutorials and then had everything I could source from the internet. And I was like, okay, I've got everything now. So then I went to sleep. But as I was going to sleep, I'd close my eyes and imagine doing the back roll. I would slow it down frame by frame and then land it. But I would also imagine accidentally pulling the backhand and pulling it into a loop. I would imagine pulling the front hand. I would imagine every possible scenario of how it could go wrong. And then I came to this middle ground of how to do a back roll. Next day, landed my first one, and I was like, there we go. Of course, of course I landed it because I did it 100 times in my head. I've already landed it 100 times. So anyway, that's
As we all do, girl, as we all do.
yeah, yeah.
I think it's so helpful that we have all of these YouTube tutorials, Instagram tutorials, and all of this treasure trove of different people describing how to do the tricks in a different way, because you never really know what is going to be useful to you. Somebody just says, just spin, just look over your shoulder, but then another person says, while you're looking over your shoulder, look at the tip of your board or something like that, just
Mm,
they will say a different thing that will resonate with you and make more sense to you. And then your body is actually going to respond to that. So
yeah.
it's, it's quite a cool skill. And especially if you're if you're not kiting, if there's no wind, like we haven't had wind for 2 weeks now, and you still want to practice, that's a perfect thing to do, right? Like roll on your floor, do the board offs, practice all of these skills on the floor, that then will become visualize, do
Yeah.
stuff in your head.
Yeah. Well, I would say like physically practicing on land, super important, and visualization. Two different things, but that you can both do when it's not windy, because there is that unfortunate situation where you don't have wind, especially in off seasons. Like we're coming into that time now as well. We haven't had we won't have
Mm.
for about 2 weeks as well here. So yes, I would say with the board, practicing on land as well. I think, well, the power of visualization and practicing on land is you can do it so much faster than when you can on the water. Because on the water, you have to tack back up wind. You take so much energy to jump. So really you can only jump once in, say, a minute or maybe 2 minutes. But when you practice on land or do visualization, you can do it every 15 seconds. So it's just far more efficient for learning, especially for board offs and that kind of thing. If you're actually physically putting the board back on, it's just muscle memory. So I'd rather do the muscle memory in the comfort of my own home rather than spending
Mhm.
the next 3 to 4 minutes riding up wind and after failing on the water. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. And you're in the place where there's not a lot of people. Now imagine sometimes on a good day in our local spot, there can be 200 people on the water at the same time. And trying to navigate between people is quite a nightmare. Sometimes you're ready to do something and you can't because there's no space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm, for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get a bar in a tree or in your house. You will not regret it. It's
I-
the best
I've
way.
tried it actually.
You have?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think,
Good.
yeah. And I like your video where you compare harnesses as well, because I do have a climbing harness.
It's so much
Is it-
better. Yeah. It's
What
crazy.
do you think actually worked better with it? Is like you said, you use less energy, right?
Yes. Yes. The thing is when you wear a seat harness, very limiting. You can't even do board offs. Like it's so the alternative is a waist harness, but because you don't have, I mean, when you jump, you get the float and then you do your trick. So you're kind of at zero gravity at that point. But on a tree in a bar, you are 100% gravity. It's a lot of energy. Like I'm sure you would have seen when I was practicing on the bar, like I stop and I'm panting and I'm like hot and sweaty. So if you want to avoid that, wear a climbing harness because it's meant for relaxing. And it means you can go for so much longer.
For sure. I think to build from that, actually, I wanted to ask you about how you plan your content, because especially you said you're coming into the season the season where you have less wind, so maybe you have less footage.
Mm.
Do you actually now at the point where you're producing a lot of videos, do you have some sort of social media plan of how you do it, or you just go along and see
I
what?
just go along with it. I wish I had a plan. I have a rough structure of tutorial, um, my progression, and something else, whatever it may be. So generally, I
Mhm.
try to do at least 2 to 3 posts a week, rotating in one tutorial a week, um, one trick, and then yeah, something funny or a story or something like that. But yeah, when it comes into a non-windy season, it definitely will change. I might have to do a bit more. I'd say uh, I want to talk more about like how to progress all the stages of progression and do more of this interview style stuff as well. But yeah, I'm a bit lax, pretty relaxed.
Oh, very exciting. Very excited about those.
Yeah.
I think you're brilliant on the camera, by the way. Like I think you're very eloquent and you can actually put together like a very succinct, like very like you can compact an idea in a really good way in a short format. So keep on doing what you're doing. It works really great.
Thank you. It's good to hear. definitely a lot of it's a mental load for sure. Having to plan and execute the videos. Yeah,
How about editing? How much time do you think you spend on editing?
too long.
Hmm.
I'd say each tutorial takes, I mean, between filming, uploading, as in filming, transferring to phone, editing, and posting, it's like, I would say it takes 4 hours, like one video.
That doesn't even sound that long to me, to be honest. I
Yeah,
think it took forever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, "You better enjoy it, people." It takes me a really
And then
uh,
the video that you like the most probably gets the least likes, and then the
I
video you thought
know!
that might not work.
It's funny how that happens. Yeah.
What do you think is your most popular video, actually, out of the ones that you've posted?
I mean, I'm always as someone who does like to self-analyze content, I find tutorials obviously perform the best.
Hmm.
But that kind of beginner to intermediate is what really works, and also just really standard kind of like moves that everybody wants to get. It's it's the back roll transitions, it's the dark slides, it's the cool, slick, stylish moves that people really, really want to get. But in saying that, they're really popular. But I want the kind of broken down elements to go off because like they're the ones that progress your kiting so much more. Like the downwinder loops and the popping to toe side and that kind of thing. Like that is what makes you a good kiter. It's not the dark slide. I get that kind of I don't know, that annoyance. I'm just like, "Oh, I know everyone wants to get the dark slide, but being excited about all the other little things."
I mean, you have at least one fan of your progression moves, so for sure, I'm there with all the flags, and all
That's
the
all I
likes.
need. I'll keep making them.
All of the reposts, everything, I'm
Yeah,
there.
perfect.
Keep on going. It's super useful, I think. I actually, on the dark slide, it's quite fun because I found the video where you film you teaching other girls how to do the dark slide. I think it was dark slide in like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And it's actually the video that I enjoyed probably the most, but the reason why I enjoyed it, I think it really tapped into getting the sense of community. It's a bunch of girls trying to have fun doing a move that people would think is a bit basic, but who cares? You're all there just having fun together, and then everybody's like, wooing on the sides. That spirit and that sense of community really excites me when I see it. So in a way, maybe you think it's a basic thing, but I think it was one of the kind of like videos that brings joy.
Oh, that's nice. I do actually like that as well. When I see other videos of community, like in Cape Town and that kind of thing, it makes me want to go. I'm like, "Aw,"
Mm.
they're all hanging out. Like, "Aw, that looks really sweet." So, yeah, I get that feeling as well. So, that's nice to hear that I'm also giving that
How's the female community actually on your spot? Like,
strong.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. At sometimes we outnumber the boys. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, yeah. And we're all very supportive of each other. So it's always learning off each other and, the wooing on the water and that kind of thing. It's really fun.
You need that. You definitely need that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we've got 1, 2, 3, at least 10, but in saying of like a community of 20 people.
That's so fantastic. I think all of the girls need girls as well to support them on the beach. I think we're louder than the guys when
Yeah.
it comes to support, and it like just scream for anyone doing their first little jump, just
Mhm.
support your local girl community.
Yeah. Which is funny. I've always been a part of a community with a very strong female kiting presence. And I've gone to places where, or I've been in moments where I haven't had my community and I still wanted to go for a kite and it's all guys. And I'm like, it makes me feel weird. I felt weird. I was like, why am I the only girl out here? I'm just surrounded by guys. Like, um, So it's just funny because you do notice those things, like,
Mhm.
but it's funny that I I didn't notice when I was in a mixed community, but I noticed when I was the only girl. So it definitely does play a part in your experience of kite surfing. So I would say elevating women to get into kite surfing would make it more exciting and inclusive for everyone.
Athea, I would like to hear who your current inspiration is, in terms of kite surfing, but in female form on the internet in general. But who are the girls you're looking up to?
Well, definitely the
What brand do they
pros,
fly?
like Zara and
Angeli Bouillon?
oh my goodness, I
Yeah.
don't know why the names are escaping me. Angelina, no, yes,
Mm.
yes.
And
Yeah, watching what they throw, the loops and the jumps. I'm like, oh, that would be amazing.
100%.
So I definitely look up to that. And I've been
I
following
think, but
her
you're
gym
not far
routine.
off
I'm
because
like,
I've
I need to
seen you
start
doing
doing
big
that
air. I
as
think it
well.
looks really
So
good from the
hopefully,
videos, at least, that you've posted.
I need more wind. I rarely get to kite my 8 meter, and
Mm.
I need to. If I want to get serious in big air, I will have to travel to new locations. So I'll have to fully commit if I want to get there. So go beyond my hometown, face the wind, ride the 8 meter.
Maybe make it to
Yeah.
Cape Town as well with everybody else.
Yes, one day I will in the next few years, I reckon.
Same. And I'll see you there.
Oh, cool. Is that where you're
Hopefully.
going?
I really want to go as well, so I'm planning to maybe go because I really want to see King of the Air and Queen of the Air.
Yeah, yeah,
King
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
Air female edition.
I know. So
We
ridiculous.
all know it's Queen of the Air.
Uh,
So yeah, maybe I'll see you there, and we'll hang out and learn something from each other, I guess, and teach some people, support some girls on the beach.
yeah, there is actually one recommendation I would have for women getting into kite surfing, and that would be the gear. Because I mean, this is pretty much for everyone, but I would say that getting when you get into kite surfing, a lot of people just want a cheap setup, and old gear definitely sets you back. I was lucky enough to have my partner and the kite school, and I was able to borrow like dual tone Evos and good gear to begin with, and that really elevated my progression. And then getting the core sponsorship and being on the core again is just like a godsend. I think if you're serious about progressing, get good gear because you will just shoot to the moon. Otherwise, yeah, you will be set back. But anyway, that's just like my recommendation to anyone who's getting into a sport and wants to take progression seriously. It's like just bite the bullet, or like even you can ask your if you could potentially even ask sponsors and stuff like that.
How did you actually? So, and you just got sponsored by Mystique as well. Congratulations. That's major.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't actually launched that yet online, but I've become fully sponsored now. I got granted international sponsorship with Core and Mystic. So
That's
hey.
so cool. Did you reach out
Yeah.
to them, or did they reach out to you? How did that happen actually?
I reached out to Core
Mm-hmm.
and I got put on a national sponsorship because they were happy with my level. But they also have a mission to grow kite surfing in Australia, especially women in kite surfing. So there's not much competition, and I take that. That is such an amazing opportunity for me because I was able to get that sponsorship because of the unique circumstances of being in Australia and being a woman. Um,
But then over time, yeah, Mystique came out, just reached out to me. So that was nice. But yeah,
That's
yeah, just asking. And so did my other friends. She asked, and she also got a sponsorship as well.
That's fantastic. I think two things to learn from that. You first of all just ask. I think
Yeah, there's no harm.
this is a
Like, yeah.
universal rule of life, I think, for everything. Just ask. But the second thing, I think, your grit and your actually the fact that you're posting the content, you're making useful content, you're showing people how to progress and everything. That also pays off with the Mystique sponsorship, I think. Yeah, you're very visually contributing to the growth of the sport. So
yeah, yes, I know. It's nice to know that the time and the effort's well worth it. Yeah, that was
for sure,
inspiring.
well deserved.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you, Thea. I think it was a fantastic conversation. Really good insight into what goes in the mind of somebody who teaches kitesurfing, but also on what to do when there's no wind. I think we should all practice if we want to become better. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. No
Yeah.
excuses.
What are you doing but not training?
Regression every day.
For sure. I'm gonna go and do some board offs after this, I think.
Yes, do it. And 1 foot as well. You can do the grabs, do some 1
Yeah,
foot.
that's true. Yeah, we'll find I'll go find some tree, grab my harness. Yeah, we'll try to do that. Let's all go out today. Whenever you listen to this, after listening to the podcast, go outdoors and try to practice.
Maybe I could just do a live stream every day of just the board off practice and people can join.
Yeah, you should do that. That would be cool, actually, I think. Like a live broadcast of a workout. Maybe the time difference is a little bit of an issue, but
Yes, I know. Yeah, that is a challenge.
thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for doing this. This is very exciting.
No worries. It's been fun. Thank you.
And thanks so much for listening to the entire episode, folks. Hopefully, you've learned something new today. You have something to take away and think about. And let me know if you know anybody you would like to hear from or any topic you would like to discuss. Let me know in the comments. And like, subscribe, show some love for this podcast if you can. And see you for the next one. See yous.